And the fourth in our little series of holiday videos here before our departure for the season, we wanted to address piece of shit four-time bankruptcy filer Donald Trump and his despicable anti-American remarks about Muslims. His ban, all of this kind of hostile, incendiary language is unacceptable. It's despicable, and it is the lowest form of anti-Americanism there is. Trump seems to think that it's been too long since vile, obnoxious lowlifes have just launched into saying whatever they want in whatever company they're in. That's kind of the theme of Trump, that speaking respectfully of people is being politically correct. Being sensitive to people's feelings and to the fact that this is a diverse country is unacceptable to Donald Trump. He's a racist, and the racist is just bulging from him. His seams are bursting with racism. He is a birther who went on and on with his horseshit about disbelieving our American-born president is from America, where he compliments turd crust Ted Cruz, a Canadian-born anti-American degenerate who stifled a simple debt ceiling limit increase and downgraded our credit history for the first time in history, which hurts Americans directly through their finances and is an act of treason if you look at it as it is. This is someone who Trump wants to keep company with, not to mention his conspiracy theorist buddy. You catch this guy? These are the people Trump pals around with. Okay, so you got the birther piece of shit Trump with his, it's been too long since we spoke our mind. Yeah, it's been too long since people use the N-word in public because it's such disgraceful filth is why it started to evolve out of society. Not to mention the kinds of scumbags who use that word and used it publicly without any kind of sensitivity or understanding or self-embarrassment have died. The South lost the war long ago, and those old Southern tyrants are dying out fast. White Christians in America are now thankfully a minority. Trump's trying to pretend he's a Christian. He's not a Christian. He's a nothing. He's just a greed-driven piece of crap. But he's pretending to be a Christian. So this is the level of all-loving Trump is. He wants to ban other religions because he's a Christian. And this actually is a basic structure of all religions, to ban opposing forces. That's what they do. That's what the Crusades, when Christians murdered droves of Muslims. That maybe what started this hostility in the first place. But all of Trump's language is incendiary. And all it does, it's caustic. All it does is give terrorists exactly what they want. It arms them. It lets them know America dislikes Islamic people, which is completely untrue, and we can't let one rat-headed scumbag cast that impression for all of us. Trump's language is unacceptable. It's crude, it's bullying, it's malicious, it's sick, it's offensive, it's verbal abuse, and most of all, it's wrong. He's wrong about every single thing he says. This guy is never right. You don't file 4 bankruptcies over 23 years by being super smart. You get that way by being super dumb. To salvage his income, he had to go on a reality show. This guy is the honey boo-boo of the presidential election. Racism and intolerance has faded for a reason, because it's grotesque, obnoxious, and unacceptable. Trump is slopping at the trough with his white supremacist pig buddies, and eventually that rabble will die off, and he's going to have to deal with America if he ever wants to advance in a national election. We don't believe he'll ever get near there. We believe the selection by the GOP will be someone far more subdued, very likely still Jeb Bush, even though he's at the bottom. He's the one who's shown the most moderate side so far. And any Republican candidate is going to have to try and slide back to the middle. And Trump, with all his everyone's too cowardly to say what they think, no, they're really not. They're too sensible. And that's why he'll never win. But he is a gigantic entertainment, as well as a four-time bankruptcy filing incapable turd. We really have enjoyed watching him, and he's given a lot of political commentators a lot of fodder, a lot of material to work with, especially comedy writers. The guy's a long enduring flash in the pan. Once this one goes out, once this grease fire is exterminated, that might be his fifth bankruptcy. That's probably on the horizon somewhere. He, by his record, does one about every 6 years, so he's getting close to due now. Last one was, about 5 years ago, so he's due for another bankruptcy pretty soon here. Maybe a year or two. He was fired from NBC for The Apprentice. You're fired! Yeah, he was. He was fired. So he doesn't have that revenue stream. And after insulting China, those 11-year-old children manufacturing his shitty clothes might want to look into other employment rather than being paid the 9 cents an hour. Of course, he doesn't want to hire American labor. That would cost money, and he'd have American labor. That would mean he's patriotic. Donald Trump patriotic. Oh, that would be the day. Oh, don't buy any of his clothing. We bought one just to see what it was like. Total trash. Wouldn't put that thing around roadkill. Even the one atop his head. Happy holidays.